You guys keep coming back, so we keep making them. What's up guys, welcome back to one of the most amazing top 10 with me, Danny Burr. You can follow me on Instagram down there. This is a channel where we take all kinds of weird and wonderful things and turn them into a nice little top 10 list so you guys don't have to. And today we've got the top 10 craziest natural phenomena on Earth. Guys, I once knew a guy who said that he reached the end of the rainbow. He said he got there, but there was no gold or no leprechaun, but it was just the end of the rainbow. Now that's pretty crazy and probably not true, but I want to hear from you guys in the comments below. What is the craziest thing in nature you've ever seen? I say it at the start of every video guys, our beautiful world can be very weird and very wonderful, so let's jump right into our number 10, which is dirty thunderstorms. Okay, these things aren't called dirty because they're a bit rude. Now, this thing might look like a portal to hell, but it's actually formed when electrical charges are generated inside a volcanic plume. Rock, ash and ice particles collide and build up static electricity. And if enough static electricity builds up, it comes crashing down and you end up with pictures like the one behind me. Pretty mental. Lightning and volcanoes are a great way to start off this video, but now it's time for our number 9, which is the Christmas Island crabs. Once a day, every year, something very special happens on Christmas Island in the Indian Ocean. No, I'm not talking about Christmas, I'm talking about the red crab migration. Every single year, about 43 million of these migrate across the island to lay their eggs in the ocean. Now, this was all very well and good until humans came along and built their homes and roads in the way, and now they've had to build special crab bridges for all the crabs to walk over. Why did the Christmas Island crab cross the road? To lay its eggs for the next generation. Yeah, I think that only really works with chickens. So let's move on to our number 8 guys, which is ice fumaroles. Now, although these might look like some kind of ice chimneys, they are actually totally natural. They form in Antarctica from volcanoes beneath the ice and snow. The heat from them rises and melts the snow to form a cave, and when the steam continues to rise, it freezes to form these icy towers with steam coming out of them. They can actually reach up to 60 feet in height. Pretty crazy stuff, but we've got a lot more ahead. Number 7 now guys, which is the sailing stones. This is an amazing phenomena where stones seem to move by themselves across the floor in places like Death Valley. For hundreds of years, nobody could figure out how these things seem to move by themselves year after year with no evidence of human or animal intervention. Well, after 7 years of research by a team of scientists, it was concluded that under certain weather conditions, enough water and ice can form to float rocks across muddy valleys in a light breeze, leaving the mysterious trails behind them. 7 years they tracked rocks moving across the mud. That's why I love science, doing the job that no one else wants to. From 7 years now to our number 6, we're talking about the reflective salt flats. In southwest Bolivia lies a 4,000 square mile area of salt flats. Now, salt flats are formed when water pools evaporate and leave behind all their salt. This one though is particularly special because when it rains, the miles and miles of salt and water form an incredible mirror that is so big and reflective that governments use it to calibrate their satellites. It literally forms a perfect mirror of the sky and is way more reflective than any ocean. Next time you tell someone to go and take a long hard look in the mirror, tell them to do it in this one. Anyway guys, let's move on to our number 5, which is bioluminescent waves. Okay, this thing is mental. It looks like something made in Photoshop, but I promise you guys, this is totally natural. So what makes these waves glow like this? The answer is tiny microscopic organisms known as phytoplankton. These things are bioluminescent, which means they make their own light by turning chemical energy into light energy. Sometimes these little fellas get caught in ocean currents, brought to the surface and pushed onto beaches, and when that happens, the results can be spectacular. So we're at number 4 already, and I want to show you guys something amazing called Columnar Basalt. It might sound like a weird sciencey name, but it's actually a really cool phenomena caused by volcanic activity. The most famous example of this is probably the Giant's Causeway in Northern Ireland, and just look at those perfect looking pillars of rock. It looks like humans made them, but they were actually created by molten basalt intruding through chalk beds millions of years ago. Now, personally guys, I prefer the ancient Celtic myth about how these things were formed. Apparently the Giant's Causeway is all that remains of an ancient bridge built by 2 giants who wanted to fight each other. But we're at number 3 now, and it's time to get all creepy crawly with the spider web blanket. If you thought the thousands of spiders swarming over you only belonged in your nightmares or Harry Potter, then I'm afraid to tell you it's actually a natural phenomenon. Back in 2012, the Australian town of Wagga Wagga was flooded, which forced thousands and thousands of spiders up into plants and trees, where they ended up forming huge webs together that completely blanketed some parts of the town. They stayed on these giant platforms until the water subsided and they could all just return to their home. So next time there's a flood near your house, guys, don't worry about the water, you should be worrying about the spiders. But now it's time to move on to our number 2, which is the flowering desert. This event takes place in the Atacama Desert in Chile. It's a very dry place and receives less than 12 millimeters of rain a year, but every 4 or 5 years it gets a higher than average amount of rain, and suddenly the barren wasteland is transformed into a blooming miracle of nature. Countless seeds that lay dormant beneath the surface for all those years suddenly got the rain they needed to burst into life. Over 200 species of flowers appear, which in turn bring lizards, reptiles, birds and animals. Soon though, everything returns to normal, with no sign of life until the next heavy rain. I guess that goes to show all good things come to an end. Just like this video, guys. Let's do a quick recap. We've looked at floods of spiders, we've even looked at rocks that move by themselves. But now it's time for our number 1, which is the Aurora Borealis. Otherwise known as the polar lights, the Aurora Borealis is a fantastic lights display that only occurs in the polar regions of Earth, but can sometimes be seen in more populated areas. They are caused when electrically charged particles from solar wind accelerate along the Earth's magnetic field and collide with gas atoms, causing this spectacular spectacle of light. If you're from Scandinavia, northern Canada, or even Scotland, you might be able to see this, so go out and look and check it out if you can and tell me about it, because I'm jealous. I just think it's incredible that the sun's solar flares so far away can cause something like that in our night sky. I think it's awesome. But anyway guys, let me know which one of these was your favourite, because that's all we got time for in this episode. Also, let me know in the comments below, what videos do you guys want to see in the future? If we like it, we'll turn it into a video just like this one. In the meantime guys, be sure to hit that subscribe button so you can stay up to date with all our videos. There's 2 of them floating over there. My name's Danny Burt. Be sure to follow me on Instagram if you want to check out what I'm up to. In the meantime guys, thanks for watching Most Amazing Top 10, and I'll see you very soon.